Okay, everybody, how's it going today? It was supposed to start at about 8:30, but today we're gonna do a game called Van Life Games, and I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and I want you to answer those questions to the best of your ability. There's no right or wrong answer, but if you just answer the question, and you'll think it's pretty funny. In some cases, especially with a lot of people who are living full time in the van. I'm in the van right now. My TV's up. Yeah, the TV's my TV's up. I'm doing it's asking me no network connection. It's not any network connection because I'm out here in the van. But I want you to answer some of the questions. Leave a comment in the comment section so we can see what you're saying or your answers and stuff like that. Uh, we're gonna just ask a few questions and see if you got good answers. See what your answers are when it comes to van life and how you're living in your van. And uh, so for, I guess I'm live. Yeah, it's saying I'm live. But anyway, just leave a comment down below because, I'm going to ask some questions. There's some rounds. See if you can get some of the good answers, and we're going to see what everybody has for these van life questions. And trying to get a couple of people online here. The van life questions that I'm going to ask you, just just put an answer. I'm gonna ask the question. You just put an answer out. I'm gonna say A, B, C, or D, and you just go ahead and answer that question. Um, I don't want to do it while nobody's online. I'm just waiting for people to come on, but something different, something a little different on the channel. Uh, Trying to make it fun and whatnot, get some more interaction with folks on the channel. Um, you know, Bring folks in. Say, hey, we're gonna go watch Expedition Astro do van life stuff or van questions, like funny questions and stuff like that. If you live in a van, um, looks like we got about 10 people. So just leave a comment down below. Let me know you're here. Stick around. It's gonna be about 30 minutes long if you want to watch, um, and just answer the questions that I ask. You know, hey, how's it going, CJJ? Just answer the question. It's going to be kind of fun, kind of interesting. You know, you might see something on here that you might like, or you might see a question that you might like. I'm going to just be talking, and you answer the question and see if you can answer the question. Um, if you're on here, just you know, make comments in the comment section when I ask you the question, and you just go ahead and answer the question in the comment section so we can get this ball rolling. Uh, okay. Uh, First question. Hey, how's it going, El Cole? First question. You're living in a van. What would you rather give up for a month? A hot shower or Wi Fi? What would you give up for a month? Now, I know what I would give up for a month. Just go ahead and answer the question in the comments. Is A, hot shower? B, Wi Fi? Would you want to give up Wi Fi for a month? I know everybody, social media and stuff like that. That's hard. No, yeah, it is hard. What would you give up for a month? I mean, a shower. Wow. Your PlayStation. you're gonna, you can't give up your PlayStation. Well, I guess if you ain't got Wi-Fi, you can't play with your PlayStation, correct? Um, I don't play video games anymore. I used to when my kids were around, but I don't as much anymore. I don't even have an Xbox or a PlayStation anymore, but they do. They play on the computers and stuff like that. Okay, question number two. You wake up and your van battery is completely dead. What do you want to discover next? A, you parked next to a campground with power, or your neighbor has jumper cables and doesn't ask questions? What do you want to discover? Oh, you can't live without it either. I understand that. You have a good one too, El Cole. Have a good day. But yeah, jumper cables maybe. Your car dies. You need your car to start. So if you're van life and you gotta be out there. Your brother doesn't ask questions. My brother does not ask questions. Hey, hopefully, hopefully they ask you questions. Me, hopefully I'm in a campground that has power because you can charge your batteries and stuff like that and get yourself back on going on the road or whatever, or stay the weekend or whatever. But that's pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Okay, number three. What would be worse? A, no air conditioning for a week. B, no coffee for a week. Let me clear my throat. I don't drink coffee. If you drink coffee, hey, go ahead. I drink Monsters. I don't know if I should be drinking that at my age, but who drinks Monsters? Do you drink a Monster? They're good. I think they're good. They're not good for you, but I drink Monsters kind of too much. I drink too many Monsters, so if you think about it, where's my keys here? I don't know what I did with them. But if you think about it, Monsters are bad for you. I'm not gonna say that. Let me take that back. They're probably not good for you because they, you know, wire you up a little bit too much. Um, I don't know. I don't drink coffee though. Do you drink coffee? Does anybody in here drink coffee? Okay, number five. Oh no, number four. You can only have one van life luxury. Which one? A king size bed in your van? That's A. Or B. A full size refrigerator stocked with food. What would you want in your Astro van, your camper van, your camper, your RV, whatever? What would you want in that van? Um, Me, fill up the stock up the refrigerator, because if I got a lot on the refrigerator, I'm looking at it. I can't really see the comments, but if you know, if I can only have one life luxury, it would be food in the van. Um, King size bed would be great, but my van is kind of small, so I don't think I can even put a king size bed in here. What can you put in your bed? Your van, I mean, not your bed. What can you put in your bed? You can put a lot of things in your bed, but I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Okay, number five. Your van develops a mysterious noise. What do you do? Investigate immediately or turn the radio up and pretend you didn't hear it? A lot of people will do that. They're driving down the road, cars fucking, excuse my language, cars making all kinds of noise, and they're boom, 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 boom. Turn up the stereo. You don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. I don't do that because I'll fix it. That's what you got to do. Fix your car. Okay. Uh, Life on the road, round two. This is round two. Life on the road. You pull into your perfect camping spot and discover A, you have no cell service. B, your GPS says you're 12 miles from the nearest road. What difference does it make? I mean, if you're 12 miles from the road, you're 12 miles from the road. You're basically secluded. You're out there by yourself, and you're not, you don't got a lot of people hanging around you when you want to enjoy yourself. Instead, enjoy, be by yourself or whatever. So, no cell service, that kind of sucks when you don't have cell service, unless you got a Starlink, which is very great. I don't know if anybody's got a Starlink. You wanted food on that last question. Give me the food. I sleep on a converted ironing board. What? You sleep on an ironing board? Oh my God. White is that White Duck 3140? You sleep on an ironing board? Do you iron it? Do you iron your clothes on that ironing board? But anyway, that's a good one. That's a good one. Number 7. It says you can only park in one place for the next month. The beautiful mountains or an ugly parking lot with perfect weather. Would you like to be in good weather or would you like to be in a parking lot? I mean, would you like to be in a good weather parking lot with a lot of people coming in, like Walmart or something like that? You're in Florida. You're like, wow, check this out. I'm in Florida. I'm in the parking lot. People are coming in and out, but the weather's great. Or would you like to be on a beautiful mountain scenery with freezing temperatures? That's kind of hard because, you're in a parking lot. You're going to get a lot of people in that parking lot. You don't want to be hanging out in no parking lot. You don't know who's going to be in that parking lot. Okay, here's another one for round 2. It says, what's more important in van life, a great view or a great bathroom? Well, I'm gonna tell you, you can have a great view, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. So a good bathroom probably is the best way to go. Hey, Larry, how's it going? Or it says Larry is watching you out of touch. Larry, how's it going, Larry? Um, yeah, a good bathroom is probably the best thing because if you got to go, like I said, you be driving down the road or you parked in the bathroom, you gotta go, you gotta go. Okay. You accidentally, okay, this is number 9. You accidentally wake up at 2 a.m. because you hear something outside. What do you hope it is? A raccoon, B, a deer, or C, absolutely nothing. You were just dreaming. Way back a couple of years ago, 2021, I'm out driving through Colorado or Kansas. I park on the side of the highway in a rest stop. Nobody's in this rest stop. I pull in. I'm by myself, sleeping, knocked out, and all of a sudden, I hear people outside saying, "There's somebody inside the van," And then the guy hits the van with his shin on the back on the tailgate, not the tailgate, but the hitch in the back of the van. It hit hard, and I know he was hurting. He was fussing when he walked by, and you got to be careful out there because you don't know who's out there. There's people crazy out there, so you got to be careful when you're van life and when you're out, camping or whatever. I used to camp in some secluded areas, and there was nobody out there but me, and I could hear the pigs honking and deer, calling and stuff like that. So you got to be careful who's out there. Um, but I would say absolutely nothing, and you were dreaming. So that, a deer, hey, you probably see that during the day. Usually you don't see. You might see them at night. A raccoons are hard headed, so you got to be careful with them. Okay, number 10, you're making dinner when you realize you forgot an ingredient. Do you drive 30 minutes to the store? Or do you invent a completely new recipe and pretend you meant to do it? I'm not going to drive 30 minutes, especially when you're cooking dinner. It's probably late at night. It's probably at night and you don't want to, hey, let me go driving down the street. After I want to sit down, chill, drink a beer, whatever, hang out. I'm not going to the store. I'm just going to, hey, that's it. Now, this is a good one here. It says, what's the worst thing to run out of? Now, this is van life problems. What is the worst thing you could run out of when you're in the van life? Or nomad or overlander. You could be overlanding or just a camper. You got an RV or something like that. What would be the worst thing you can run out of? A, toilet paper. B, propane. C, coffee. Or D, all three at the same time. Well, I don't drink coffee, so that's not one of mine. So I would say A and B because you need toilet paper. And if you're out there in the middle of nowhere, you gotta wipe. Propane, you need propane because you gotta cook or keep yourself warm. So those are the two things I would say But if you drink coffee, coffee too, because a lot of people do drink coffee, and when just like I say, I drink monsters and stuff like that. People drink coffee, and hey, good for you. Okay, here's another one. Number 12. Your shower water runs out halfway through. You're like showering it up, you're all soaked up and everything, you're feeling good, it's all warm. Your water ran out halfway and you're through. What do you do? What can you do? Stand there covered in soap? That don't make, well, I mean, if your water runs out and you're taking a shower, you're gonna have to figure out how to get rinsed off. It says finish the shower anyway. How are you gonna finish it with no water? So unless you got a bottle of water, you just pour it over your head. I got 9 people in here, but hey, if you're on here, stick around. We got more questions and more answers, and let's see what you got. Me personally, I guess you're stuck in soap. You're gonna have to somehow get cleaned off because soap, when it dries, you're gonna get ashy and dry skin. So you got to get it off some way. Okay, number 13. You find the perfect campsite, but there's one problem. One, there's no shade. Two, there's millions of mosquitoes. Three, a campground host. What? Who loves rules? So if you had a campground host, they'd be like, hey, there's one problem. I've had problems with the campground host. I've had problems with mosquitoes. I've also had problems with no shade. But since I got my awnings and stuff like that, that covers that. So you just sit under your awning. Just hopefully it's not too hot. Okay, number 14, you wake up and realize your van has a flat tire. Well, it says, do you fix it immediately or take a picture and tell YouTube? Well, we'll deal with it later. You probably try to fix it immediately. It depends on what time of the night because in when you have a vehicle and you got a flat tire, it's gonna make the vehicle lean one direction or the next. So you got to make sure you're level so you're not rolling around in your bed. So hello, what's that? MRBEAS? How you doing? What's that? Mr. Bees? I guess Mr. Bees. How's it going? Okay, what is the most suspicious sound a van can make? Clunk, bang, squeak, or anything followed by silence. Now, if the van shuts off, you're in trouble. So you got to make sure it's running. But if you're a clunk or a bang, that's kind of scary because the engine could have blown up, something fell off like your wheel or something like that. So you got to be careful on that. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Okay, here's round 4 is food fight. Okay, answer the question. If you are on this live feed, answer the questions. You can only eat one meal for the rest of your van life adventure. Will that meal be burgers or tacos? What is your favorite between the two? If you're on here on the feed, answer the question. You can only eat one meal for the rest of your van life adventure. Would it be burgers or would it be tacos? I'm waiting. I don't know if I could eat burgers that much. What about you? I mean, burgers. Could you imagine eating a burger every day, all the time, just nonstop? That would get old quick. I say tacos. I would eat a taco. I could eat a taco every day. That's like eating a burger in a nacho shell. So I say a taco. Okay, here's the next one. Number 17. You have $20 and one grocery store trip. What are you buying? $20. You only got one trip. You're gonna get steak, coffee, or snacks, or whatever has the biggest manager special sticker on it. $20 ain't a lot in today's times. You got $20. What are you gonna buy with $20? I mean, you get a monster, a pack of donuts, some chips, and something else. That's $25. $20 ain't a lot. Not today's times. I remember back in the day, $20 go a long way, but today, $20 ain't gonna take you nowhere. It says with an what? No. What is that? Okay, let's get that out of it. I don't know what that was. Something popped up, and I was like, okay, let me look at it. What is the ultimate van life breakfast? A lot of people probably say coffee because that's all they do is drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. So if you do, hope you enjoy. Okay, it says you have to cook outside in the rain. Cook anyway, eat cereal, drive to McDonald's and call it supporting the local economy. Yeah, I'm gonna go to McDonald's. No, that's not the purpose of van life. If you're trying to save money, you don't want to be eating out too much. Um, I don't think, um, because you're trying to save money. Hello, hello. Um, okay, here's one 20. It says, "What's the biggest van life food crime? Running out of coffee, burning dinner, eating someone else's leftovers, or forgetting where you put the snacks? Where'd you put the snacks? Well, you're in a van. You shouldn't have forgot where you put the snacks. There's not that much room in a van." Okay, here's round five. Round five. We're at 22 minutes. This is a 30-minute showing today. Hopefully, we'll have a discussion after this and just kind of keep it clean. I'm looking at it. Somebody said earlier on one of the questions, they give me the food I slept on a converted ironing board. Hopefully it's not one of the metal ones that zip up and zip down, because that thing could be small and I mean it could fall apart. Round five, wildlife adventure. You wake up and there's a bear near your campsite. What are you doing? Quietly getting back inside the van, taking a picture from the inside of the van, starting the van and leaving? That's probably your best bet. Suddenly deciding Walmart parking lots are beautiful. Don't want to be in no Walmart parking lot because you're going to have crazy people out there. And then you're going to get a knock on the window. And somebody's going to tell you to get out of there. So that is not, that's not a good one. It says, which animal would you least want as your campsite neighbor? A bear, a skunk, a raccoon, or a moose? Probably a skunk. You don't want a skunk around you. Because if you accidentally walk out and the skunk pops out, you're getting sprayed. Which animal would you least want as your campsite neighbor? A bear, a skunk, a raccoon, or a moose? What would you want? I don't know, but I don't know. That would, I've seen a moose. I was in Alaska, and them things are huge. Um, it was basically at my campsite, and it was eating a tree. It was just peeling the leaves off a tree. It would stick its mouth on it and then slide its face, and the leaves just, and there was like a switch. Uh, but I'd rather have a moose by me. I don't know so much about bears. Bears are strong. Where I live right now, they take a picture of a bear tipping over a dumpster, not a trash can, a dumpster full of stuff. So that was kind of crazy. Um, but I don't even want a bear by me. Okay, you hear scratching underneath your van at night. So if somebody's under your van, do you investigate? You Google it, pretend you didn't hear it, or you move to another site. Now, what you do is if you hear something scratching around in your van underneath, turn your van on. It won't be scratching for long. It'll get out from underneath. Excuse me. I don't know if I would be trying to investigate because you don't know what's underneath there. It could be anything. Okay, next up, you can choose one adventure: mountain hiking, beach camping, desert exploration, or driving somewhere with absolutely no idea what's waiting for you. I don't know about that one. Um, Beach camping, I probably would like to do a beach camp. Desert exploration, a lot of people, you don't want to be out there by yourself because, you could not get but come back. You might trip, fall, hurt yourself, or something happen, and you might not be able to come back. So that's something I don't know. I don't know about that one. Let's see. Next up, 25. What is the biggest lie people tell themselves before starting van life? Do you know? Um, what is the biggest lie people tell themselves before starting van life? I'll keep everything organized. I don't need that much stuff. That's probably the number one thing is I don't need that much stuff. Uh, I'll save money. They probably don't because a lot of people get out there and they still doing the same thing they were doing when they were living in a house. But it probably, I'm gonna say I'll save money because you're gonna spend some money. You ain't gonna just get out there and be like, oh, I'm saving all this money. You're gonna spend some money. Okay, here we go. What's harder? This is number 26. It says, what's harder? Finding a campsite, finding a dump station, finding good cell service, finding the keys you just had 5 seconds ago. That's probably it. Finding the keys. I was looking for the keys just 5 seconds ago when I was stepped in the van. I was like, where's my keys? I'm looking. Okay, I got a story. I had my phone in my hand, looking at it, going, where's my phone? Like, what the hell happened to my phone? I'm looking around looking for the phone, but it's in my hand. That didn't make no sense. So that was kind of funny. But anyway, finding the keys, I think, is probably looking around for the keys. Okay, number 27. Someone asks, don't you get tired of living in the van? You say, nah, you probably do. Most people do. I lived in a 35-foot travel trailer for 2 years and I got tired. I was ready to get out of that bad boy. So I bought my house. Um, when I camp, I do go out and camp a little bit and do some things, but I'm not a full timer like some of you guys and gals. Um, but I do go out and camp in the van, but I won't go out there. I'm not going to live out there anymore. Like I said, I lived in my travel trailer for 2 years, and I don't know how people do it. I really don't. I can see I'm an overlander. I'm not a camp van lifer, permanent van lifer. Okay, here's number 27. Oh no, 28. You have to choose your van life superpower. What is it? Ultimate electricity, ultimate water, ultimate Wi-Fi, or ultimate, I'm saying ultimate, unlimited electricity, unlimited water, unlimited Wi-Fi, or unlimited gas. Okay, that's kind of hard because gas, unlimited gas. I don't know. Electricity, that's probably one of the biggest ones because when you do solar, you pretty much got unlimited. I would say that's my superpower because my van, as I'm sitting in it right now, we're running off of two batteries. And my TV's on and I got my Wi-Fi and everything on here. So unlimited electricity is my superpower. Um, Now you could have unlimited gas, and I'm not talking about gasoline. Okay, here you go. If your van could talk, what would it say most often? Where are we going? That's probably one of them. You need to fix that. Like something's wrong, you need to fix it. please stop buying stuff. Quit putting stuff in the van. Basically, it's telling you quit putting more stuff in it because it's getting me heavy and it's gonna cost you more gas. Let's put that. I swear that noise wasn't me. Okay. Next up, number 30. This is the okay, no. Number 30. If you could spend 1 year traveling anywhere in the country in your van, where would you go? Where would you go? I know where I would go, but I'm gonna go out of the country to get back in the country, and that's Alaska. If I could go back in my van, which that's my goal in life, is to drive this van all the way to Alaska, like I did my travel trailer. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get my transmission fixed. I got to do some tune-up stuff and all that good stuff. I'm taking it to Alaska. I won't do it in the wintertime because this is a two-wheel drive. I cannot take a shot trying to drive a two-wheel drive van all the way through Alaska, especially through the Yukon. And it'll probably be just like I did my travel trailer when I drove up there in the summertime and got there and back, no problem. Okay. On this one, it says bonus, the subscriber channel. Challenge, I mean, subscriber channel. I need to read it first before I say it. At the end of the video, tell your subscribers. Okay. I'm going to tell you my subscribers. Okay, here's the challenge. Go back through the video and tell me how many questions you answered. Now, leave that in the comments so I can see it and I'll respond to you if you leave it in the comments. The same way I did. Then tell me which questions had you laughing the hardest. Now, these aren't really that funny questions, but if you felt you had to laugh on some of them, just go ahead and tell me which one you think was funny. And if you could only choose one place in America for a year of van life, tell me where you're going. And like I said, leave that in the comments. I can't really see the comments because I'm using my phone. What is it telling me? But I probably see it afterwards. So just go ahead and leave a comment. Um, would you actually live in the van lifestyle full time, or do enjoy watching somebody else do it from the comfort of your coach? Now, me personally, that was my original goal, is to go out in van life for a while and kind of change things. But life things. I wanted to go out there and not necessarily live out there full time, but just kind of go and camp and come back and stuff like that. So I was part timer, I would say. That was my goal. Um, Now, if you want to be a full timer, hey, this is there's a lot of people that do it. I don't know if you watch Bob Wells. He does a lot of interviews on a lot of people that live in a van and they are out there living the best life. It could be challenging, I could imagine, because you have to you got to build your van out so you can be comfortable. This van is, I call it the one man camper van. And the one man camper van is perfect for me to go out and camp by myself, take my dog, enjoy my time, and then come home. Some people, they live in them so they can save money. I have to work, so I can't do that. I got a lot of commitments, and I'm not going to give those up. But some people, they can't do it, so they have to. I want to say it. Be where they're at today. What is it telling me? I'm looking at my TV. It's one of those smart televisions. It's a Vizio, and I paid nothing. I paid like $90 for this TV. I mean, literally, and it's actually pretty nice. I'm trying to incorporate it in the van, but I don't think I can. It's kind of big for the van. Maybe I'll put it on the wall over there and be able to see it when I'm laying the way I'm going to be laying in this van. Like I said, I'm going to get a new transmission. I need your help, so you need to subscribe to this channel so that can help me progress in the overland world. And that's one of the things I like to. Uh, the overland world is where I'm more comfortable. I like to be out here and do some camping and stuff like that, and just live the good life for a few days and then come back home. Because like I said, I got a lot of commitments, so I gotta work. I ain't so lucky where I can just take off. And I just bought this house, so I'm not gonna sell it and then start over. Okay, I see I'm looking over at my lights at the end of the road there, seeing if they're there. And if I had the lights off, I probably could see them. But that was my van life question and answering questions, whatever. Just to be fun, trying to do something different. Um, I don't know if you was I was here the last time I was talking about I'm going to build a 1950 Dodge B2B pickup. That's my next project. I'm just gonna buy it. I'm gonna park it, and then I'm gonna fix my other cars, which I have my Vega, which my Vega's already done. I don't have to really do much to that. The Mini, I have to rebuild the engine in that, and the Beetle, I got to restore that. So my wife got to have her car, so I got to make sure it's good, and so we got to get that one restored because it's an older Beetle. It's a 1974, so we got to make sure it's got some issues. It just has some issues, and we got to fix those issues. The Mini, the engines need some work, and I have to get my what am I trying to say? Engine rebuilt. So I got to fix that or buy one and put it in there because it had blew a head gasket, I believe, when I was bringing it over, and it was just like it was having the problem when I was in England. So when I came back, it was running rough. Let's put it that way. It broke down, and then I haven't been able to get it up and running because I was working on my Vega. I basically pushed it off to the side and started working on the Vega, and the Vega got built instead. And I bought them cars. I bought the Mini because I was wanting to. I needed something when I was over in England, so I was basically trying to, uh, get something going because I was overseas and I was like, man, I need something. So I got my Mini and I started driving Minis and working on Minis, and um, they were fun. I mean, when you hit them corners, they turn. Think a Corvette a turn, a Mini a turn even sharper, and it can hold its own. Now, speed wise, that's a whole nother story because you got to soup it up or something like that. But I'm just gonna make it normal, what it was when I had it, or when it was running, and I'm trying to keep it as stock as possible. I don't want to do much to it. It's got some wheels on it. It's got this and that. So I'm going to put some new wheels on it one day once I get it back, and then um, make it awesome. Make it awesome. Now, let's see here. I'm looking at my computer, my iPad. Let's see that. No, I can't do that. Don't want to do that. It's jamming there. I thought I had. No. Yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, I use all my music on my channel from Epidemic Sounds. If you ever heard of them, you have to pay every month. You get a license to use it on YouTube and any of your platforms. So I use Epidemic Sound quite a bit, and I know a lot of content creators do the same. It's telling me to log in, but let's see. Let me sign in, I guess. Should be right there. I haven't signed in a minute. Okay, let's hear what songs. Because, like I said, this is licensed material that I can use on YouTube. Let's hear a comedian. Let's see what they got. Come on, let's find out. You like that? No, no. Here's another one. I'll pass. Let's get back to the main page. How about good morning? Let's see what that one. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, sometimes they'll say hip hop, rap, and stuff like that, and it don't really sound that good. It don't sound rappy like rap does sound. When you're out there, you know, rap music is hard, somewhat. So you gotta, I grew up in the beginning when it started, when everybody was talking about Rappers Delight. I heard uh, Grandmaster Flash one before they were hitting hard and stuff like that. I know I'm from Colorado, but Colorado was ahead of the game back in the 80s, late 70s when disco was kicking hard. And it's pretty nice. It was pretty nice. I'm trying to find something. But Epidemic Sound is where you get a lot of music you can use for, um, if you're a content creator, you're making videos that you want to broadcast, you can actually use that, but you have to pay for it, and you let them know what you're using it for, and then you can post it on YouTube. Now YouTube has hit me for copyright infringements or something like that a while back, and I have a license to use this. You can't do that, especially when you're paying for it. So, but let's talk NFL right now. We're going to talk NFL right now. Uh, the season's about to start. NFL season's about to start. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? You a fan of who? Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year? Denver, honestly, I think Denver would have whooped Seattle if Denver was in the Super Bowl with Bo Nix. I really believe Denver would have whooped Seattle. They hung in there with a mediocre quarterback who couldn't. The Patriots couldn't even score. So Denver scored a touchdown. That was it. Game was over. We were watching like what the tape his foot up and get his butt out there. That's how I was feeling. Tape Bo Nix's foot up and get your butt out there because that was ridiculous. I think watching that game, watching the Patriots and the Seahawks, I was like, it wouldn't have been that easy for Seattle. Definitely. The first one when we played Seattle with Peyton Manning, and I don't know what happened. It's like they threw the game. Um, that one, that was a joke. I don't know what happened that day. Denver was not in there. That was the highest scoring team, I think, in NFL history. And they couldn't even beat Seattle. They say, oh, beast mode and all this. They would have lost if Peyton Manning had his head on his ass. Or his head on his shoulders. I said his head on his ass. If he had his head on his shoulders, we would have destroyed Seattle that year. Their defense wasn't that good. Denver was that bad. Let's put it that way. That was the worst Denver's offense ever. I've never seen Denver. Even when John Elway was losing, they still were good. They weren't good at all in that game. But I think they would have beat Seattle if they'd have played them this year or last year. Yeah. I know everybody, there's a guy out there that's singing all these Eagle songs. And then you got the one guy that dances to Too Short. He's out there doing his thing. I thought, man, I should do something like that, but I got bad knees. I can't dance. My knees are bad. Well, I'm in the van. I'm sitting here looking at it. I got to clean up this wood. I really do. Um, I don't know. It looks good for being in here for 6 years, I think. When did I put it in? 2020 is when I started building this out. It still looks pretty good. I can still camp it. It doesn't look rough. I took the cooktop thing off the back door because it was messing the door up and I couldn't shut it. So I took it off and I said I'll put it on when I need it. So I'm gonna have to come up with something different, a lot less headache. As you know, the Astrovans are a pain in the butt when it comes to door handles and all the stuff. So you got to be very careful you don't get locked out your van. Um, this van has multiple doors that don't belong on it. The side door here, the sliding door on the side, I put that on for the customer when he bought it from me. He brought it over and said, "Hey man, could you put this door on it?" And I was like, "Sure." And I don't know what he did with the other door. He probably threw it away. Uh, what is my son's on there? But the driver's door is from somewhere else. Um, I don't know. My son said something. I'm see what he said. I'm gonna watch myself on YouTube. He's always sending me messages when I'm on YouTube, and I can't answer him because I can't see him. Let's see, he said something. I think he said I'm lagging. I swear, man, you're the king of not reading chat. That's what he said. I can't see your chat for some reason. Let me see. Yeah, I'll probably see it afterwards. This dude, this dude, the king of not reading chat. Let's see if I can see myself. Hold on. Maybe that's how I need to do it. Hold on. Because I'm live right now. There should be a side panel. Well, I'm holding my. I'm holding. Where are we at? Oh, it's showing me live. Let me look at it this way. Where's that? Right there. Oh, there it is. Okay, I can see it now. I didn't think of that. Okay, I can see it now. I guess I need to be watching myself. Let me turn myself down. I guess I need to be watching myself when I'm doing it. Um, PlayStation. My brother does not ask questions. I only see a couple. Okay, there. I mean, that must be you, Mr. Magoo. What's your stage name, Ryan? I'm asking you a question. You didn't answer. But anyway, I don't see it. I don't see you on there. I see some people. This thing, man. I'm looking at myself on YouTube and I can't see you. OTS time. What? My son, he's messaging me. He's messaging me through Messenger on Facebook, and it keeps popping up every time I say something. And it's Out of Touch Larry, White Duck 3140, CJJV4R, L Cole. I think L Cole left. Um, I don't know. But if you're on this channel, like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can get next videos. Uh, the winter's coming. I got a lot of stuff to build. So uh, it's coming. It's coming. It's going to hit us hard. I have a feeling we're going to get hit hard with some serious weather. I got to fix this. My live streams, I try to do them to build up the channel, because if I can build up the channel, then I can monetize the channel, and then I can make funds for the van. That's the whole goal. It's not for me, so I can get rich. I'm not a rich guy, so I need help when it comes to this van. Not like I used to. I used to do roadside for U-Haul, and I used to use those funds for the van. Um, don't do that anymore, but um, I don't like taking money out of the house, so I like to work something else so I can actually build stuff. That saves the house, keeps the wife happy, and I ain't gotta be fighting for money when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, Vern? You know what I mean? Um, but if you could just, subscribe to the channel. There's nothing wrong with that. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. And you don't have to watch me every time. You can just mute me out. But at least I know you might see the video. But I cannot see RT. I can't see your chat. So I'm gonna have to fix that for the next time I get on. I'm gonna see you in a few days anyway, so you can tell me then. How's that? You ain't gonna message me? Mr. Bees. What? This boy. What do you say? Let me see what he said. Hold on. Let me see if I can get him on. How do I put you on live with me? And then we'll talk crap. Okay. We'll talk about it later. I love you too, man. That's my son. He's gonna be an entrepreneur. He's a military veteran. Like myself, like my daughter. Veterans. I'll talk to you later. But anyway, got 6 more minutes today. Like I said, I'm trying to buy this truck, so I'm trying to build up funds from doing gig jobs. So I was doing a gig jobs today, raising money for my 1950 Dodge B2B. So not only that, but taking care of other stuff. But I'm building a woodshed, so I gotta pay for that. So I'm doing a gig job for that, and then not only that, but this truck that I want to buy. Well, I'm going to buy it. What am I saying? Want to buy? I'm going to buy the truck. basically, I just, when you're out here, you got things going on. You got to make sure you take care of business, not just buying your toys, but I always work for my toys. When I get them, I make sure I don't hurt the house, and that's key when you're doing that stuff. When you're working on cars, just don't hurt the house. Back in the day, people would just say, "Oh, I'm gonna just race cars and be broke, and the kids ain't eating and stuff like that." That's not me. I ain't gonna do that. But I'm gonna close out this video, this live. I'm gonna start putting content on again. I put a I put a short on of my cat, and I think it got like 2,000 views. My cat gets more views than I do. But like I said, if you can like, subscribe, hit those bells. Um, I'll be posting again probably Sunday. Uh, Maybe I'll do some work. I don't know. I can't. I'll be trying to do those type of videos where I'm working on something and trying to make it look fun and stuff like that. And I just, for some reason, it don't work. They just don't happen. I don't want to be too boring. Oh, he's boring. We're not gonna watch this guy. He's boring. But um, I made a lot of just videos. I used to make videos of my car back in the day, and they got a lot of views. But that's when YouTube wasn't as big as it is now. This is like 2007, 8, 9, around there before it started really blowing up. But uh, it's pretty hard. I've been doing this on this channel for a few years, and I haven't even hit 600 subscribers. So I can imagine, unless unless there's folks that get big reviews. I guess they pay for views and stuff like that, and people to come to them. I don't know. If you can't be right out and do it and make it that way, I don't see it being genuine. Let's put it that way. But I'm gonna get off of here. It's 9:09 my time in the mountains. Um, Peace, love, serenity. I don't know. Have a good one. Enjoy your Friday night. Tomorrow's Saturday, so I got to do some gig work. So I can, like I said, I'm trying to buy this truck. So today was a good one. Tomorrow, hopefully, is good again. And then Sunday, and then Monday, I'm gonna be doing it also. So have fun, enjoy your night, and it's banquet time.